overwhelming request and demand, yes, we'll have some female members on that. So
I like the man with that. That gets me a little excited. Coach, next question. You're part of the PR now, the Power Rankings. You're a writer. You're actually doing the Power Rankings. You did them this week. How was that? And is it everything you ever dreamed of? Is there anything that you hate about it? Just talk a little bit about your role in the Power Rankings.
Absolutely. I mean, it's an honor to be part of that, of the staff. And all I can say is the only difficult thing is obviously English is not my first language. So if I accidentally slip into some Korean or something like that, that's my bad. You can let me know. But other than that, it's been a blast, and I look forward to continue doing it for the rest of the season.
Coach, we actually talked about this, Eric and I, and if you end up going into a different language, Korean or what have you, I can translate. I'm pretty good at that, so feel free to spout off random sentences. That'll be okay.
Good to know.
And next, Coach, normally we ask our enigma from the Power Rankings to the guest, our guest on the show, but unfortunately, you are the enigma writer this week, and so we can't really ask you that question. So I was thinking you could ask the enigma question to my co-host Eric Costanza here and see if he can get it. So what do you say?
Absolutely. Hold on, guys. You're going to have to edit here. I actually honestly don't even remember the question. Don't remember the answer.
You know what, Coach? I actually remember. You actually secretly told me, and do you want me to I'll say it to Eric right now?
Please, if you would not mind, that would be fantastic.
All right, Coach Jae Young Kim, the Power Rankings, Enigma. Do you have something to say before we start this, Eric?
I just think this is great live radio, honestly. This is some great live footage and podcast shit we got going on right now. I'm so proud I could cry. I'm holding my nuts. Go on.
Just hold it till it. All right, so, anyway, Coach Jae Young, his enigma for the week. Chad Johnson, Jason Kidd, Chris Brown, and Brandon Marshall.
Who is Pat Tillman?
Unfortunately, Pat Tillman is not part of this enigma.
Son of a whore.
Would you like another guess?
Shoot.
Oh, Coach, you know what that sound means. That means you ran out of time. You did not get it.
Oh, shit.
The answer is, of course, celebrities who have allegedly committed domestic abuse.
Of course.
Chris Brown should have given it away.
I should have.
Rihanna, that whole thing.
Yeah. Good, Jae Young. Another good enig from you. Good job. I couldn't get it, but it was a good one. Thank you.
You're welcome, and I'd just like to point out again, this is allegedly, okay? Anywhere, all time.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Exactly.
Hey, Coach Jae Young, do you recall the conversation that you and I had during one of our lunches back in January regarding Ben Jarvis Green Ellis by any chance?
I most certainly do.
And you probably recall that we had a conversation about whether or not the law firm has ever fumbled in the history of his existence on this planet. And I think I recall informing you that I was going to make it my mission to find out this question. And I would like to let you know that later on the show we're going to have Clifford Barth on the interactive segment. He is the athletic director of St. Augustine High School in New Orleans, where Green Ellis went to high school, and he is going to help us determine whether or not Green Ellis has ever fumbled in high school, and then therefore lead us to the question to be answered as to whether or not he's ever fumbled in the history of his life. What do you think about this?
I can honestly say my nipples are diamond cutters, and I'm rock hard right now just thinking about it.
We are all
hard.
Yes, we are all hard as well. Well, Bub isn't. Bub, why aren't you hard?
I can't get hard.
Okay. Well, Coach, thank you for being on the show, and thank you for using Tom Berkowitz Trucking for your trash removal needs. Good luck this week against VIP in the game of the week, and good luck the rest of the way, my friend.
Thank you, and good luck to you both as well.
Thank you. Take care, Coach.
Bub, it's time. Let's get Cliff Barth on the phone. Well, let's not get him on the phone because, as I said earlier, it's a pre-recorded message. So let's cue up the message. Are you ready to listen to this, Bob?
I'm ready to listen to old Cliff.
Cliff Barth. We are going to find out once and for all if Green Ellis has ever fumbled. Let's do it. Whoa!
Now, the Dynasty Podcast brings you an interactive and likely ridiculous segment with borderlines on actual legit media. Buckle up your fucking seatbelts for the Dynasty Podcast interactive segment.
On the phone, we have ourselves the athletic director of St. Augustine High School, located in New Orleans, Louisiana. His name is Clifford Barth. Clifford, I just want to really appreciate you taking the time to talk with me here today.
That's no problem. Thank you very much.
Great. Now, this is the St. Augustine High School is the high school that New England Patriot running back Jarvis Green Ellis attended from 1999 to 2002. Clifford, and you were the athletic director during that time span as well, is that right?
It sure was.
Great. Now, obviously Green Ellis is must have been a great football player in high school, but can you talk a little bit about maybe what you remember from him as a person and as a student?
Well, I had been in class on for U.S. history, and just remembering back, he's a great personality and a great kid. He was well-mannered. His mom and his grandmother raised him, and he always was very respectful. And he always had an air about him where he wanted to be successful. Mm-hmm. And that's the one thing I remember most about him, was that he just had this thing about being successful and just wanted to be productive and trying to overcome his circumstances and be a better person.
Mm-hmm. Well, he certainly has done that. He's definitely a great person both on and off the football field. So it's good to hear that
Yeah, and that's without a doubt. I mean, I know the last couple of summers he's come back to New Orleans and he's done or helped out at a football clinic that we give our kids on the 4th of July. We bring back a lot of alumni, and Ben has been involved in that for the last 2 summers.
Oh, wow.
He's really done a good job. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, that's great. Mm-hmm. Now, did Green Ellis play running back in high school, or was he a two-way player?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
He was similar to where he is now, similar kind of situation where he was part of a group that that they used, that the football coaches used on a regular basis. I think they rotated like 2 or 3 guys within the course of those 3 years that he played varsity football. He partnered up with 3 or 4 different guys. Gave us a really good running back core during that time.
Wow. No, yeah, that's great. He very similar, like you said, he does that now. He is, the main running back for the Patriots right now, but he does kind of filter in, and Belichick likes to use him in, particular situations that he can excel in, which he's done a great job with.
Yes, exactly. It's a very similar situation where, they, at that time, the coaching staff here ran the football by committee, and similar to what Coach Belichick does up there.
Right. Now, you mentioned a little bit previously there have been quite an impressive amount of alumni that have, gone to St. Augustine. Guys like Avery Johnson, I think a former NBA star. I think he might be a coach now. Carl Weathers, many of you.
Well, I mean, there was a period of time. I mean, we're a small Catholic school, all African American Catholic school, and there was a time where we were one of the leading schools with the most NFL players, the most players in the NFL.
Wow.
And Ben kind of fit, we came in at that period where we were at our peak, and what have you. But St. Augustine has a real rich history of developing young men. We're left over from the days of segregation. Mm-hmm. And one of the big things about us is that we stress discipline, mm-hmm. and with the young men.
Yeah, no, that's great, and it's particular apparent in your alumni as well. As I mentioned, guys like obviously Green Ellis, Avery Johnson, Carl Weathers. Many of you know him from Apollo Creed, from the Rocco movies. And even